fully vaccinated travelers who are permitted to enter Canada will no longer be subject to the federal requirement to quarantine. Fully vaccinated travelers will not be required to take a COVID-19 test on day 8 or stay at a government-authorized hotel.
Canadians and permanent residents returning home no longer have to quarantine in a hotel if they can prove they've had both their COVID shots. The federal government announcing it's easing some border restrictions starting on July 5th.
Fully vaccinated travelers must submit their vaccination information using the ArriveCan app before arriving at the Canadian border. There are no changes to our current border measures for those who are not fully vaccinated.
The measures only apply to citizens, permanent residents, and some foreign nationals like students. However, pre-arrival and arrival testing is still required along with a quarantine plan in case travelers test positive on arrival. There's no similar loosening of American border measures. Canadians still can't cross the American land border, meaning separated couples and families and those with property or even looking for a vacation stateside will have to wait. And the changes don't apply to fully vaccinated Americans, meaning Canada's tourism sector continues to face another uncertain summer without American dollars.
COVID doesn't read your passport, but COVID understands whether you've been vaccinated. And the regulations should apply to people who've been fully vaccinated, not simply to people of one nationality or another.
Canada has heavily promoted domestic tourism, encouraging Canadians to try and make up the loss of American visitors. However, Canada's Chamber of Commerce says 38 million Canadians simply can't match the tourism power of 331 million Americans.
In some of the rural areas, businesses will do quite well within a 3-hour drive of the big cities. The worst damage is probably going to be done in the large cities themselves, where all of the festivals have been canceled. And, so that if you look at those hotels, if you look at the restaurants and so on in the large cities, they're going to really take a beating this summer.
Now, these new measures only apply if you've had a Canadian-approved vaccine. So that's Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, or AstraZeneca. More border restrictions are expected to be lifted at the end of July, but there's no details yet on what that might entail. In Ottawa, Shaoli Lee, City News.